So, fucking, we're at the set of lights heading towards Nando's on Armadale Road, going towards Coburn Shopping Centre. And no shit, man, we're stuck at the lights, bro. It's been about fucking 2-3 minutes looking around and you're like, fucking come on, go green already. Look to the right, man, and I'm getting fucking this seedy as fuck death stare by this 80-year-old bloke with his legs out the window and 2 other old birds in the car, like going, yeah, that's right. I'm about to fucking get the job done, boys. And me and Welshy just turned our heads going, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And he's literally just like, to put it, like paint a picture, imagine your eyebrows going up and down really fast.
That was him.
That was that bloke.
Yeah, bro.
So his legs were out the window.
His legs were out the window while there's pulled up beside us.
Yeah,
right?
man.
And he's just full on like, yeah, it's about to go down. And me and Welshy are just like, bro, you seeing this right now? It was fucking weird as shit I've ever seen, bro.
I'm about to have the time of my life, young fellas.
Yeah.
This is how it ends.
Yeah.
This is how I go. Well, that's a nice little intro to our 3rd episode.
Good evening, Earthlings. This is episode 2. Just kidding. This is episode 3 of Dudes of the
Learn
Round
to
Table.
count.
Yeah.
You blonded bitch.
I didn't graduate high school.
It's gotta be May. We got Christina on the right here.
Aguilera singing a song.
For all you folks out there that don't know my brother, aka Chris Green, he's normally a nice, smooth, brown-haired looking handsome devil. He's decided to go blonde and take on new life challenges, mate.
Ain't nothing wrong with a bit of change.
So you're
Can
going
still
through
be cool at 30.
So he turns 30, but really he's gone through a midlife crisis.
So what inspired you to do it?
Corn mainly. No, I don't know.
Oh,
Just do
Jonathan
something
Davis.
different. Nah, something different. I want to do something different. You know me. Can't sit still for too long, so why not?
Can't sit still.
No.
So you dyed your hair blonde because you couldn't sit still.
I am so restless right now.
I gotta fucking dye my hair.
I just want to pour some bleach on my head.
No, I just wanted to do something different. I haven't done it since 2004, the last time I can remember dyeing my hair blonde. So,
Can you promise me something?
what's that?
When it all grows out and it's the same length, now it's all brown, you're all one colour, you're uniform. You do it again, but to the bottom half of your face.
Yeah.
Please. The only thing that ever stays the same is the hair that's in the middle between your hair and your face.
It's like a little line
It's your
that meets...
No. It's your eyebrows. That's the only thing that never changes colour.
Okay, fair enough.
And then one time for shits and gigs.
But it's
just
naturally
shave your
going
eyebrows
blonde, but grey blonde, sorry. Which kind of sucks, but that's what happens when you get old, you start going grey. Yeah. That's the real reason why I dyed my hair blonde, because I'm going grey, so it's all one colour. You can't see the greys anymore. Anyway, introducing today's guest, we have a good friend of Jake's that's come to join us in the show today. Welshy, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. How
Big
you
brother
guys?
Welshy.
Yeah, good. Been good. How you guys been?
Oh, pretty good, mate. Pretty good. Enjoying life so far. Being a blonde, you know.
Yeah.
It's different.
Looks good on you.
Not even 24 hours, mate.
Do you have a permit for that? Are you legally blonde?
Oh, I see what you did there. Cheeky motherfucker.
Firstly, how's everyone going with isolation, lockdown, COVID?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Mine was pretty interesting because, like, we're at work, so like we had all the
You're a
COVID
nurse,
patients. Yeah, as Jake would think.
Sorry, bro.
So Jake goes and introduces us to Welshy, saying that he's a fucking nurse. He's not a fucking nurse. He works in the laundry.
Not even close,
Yeah, well, I
man.
just assumed that he worked when he said he worked at a hospital, I was like, all right, well, he's obviously not.
Oh, I work at a doctor's surgery. Oh, you're a doctor. No, I work at the reception.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm the cleaner, actually.
There's lots of parts to a hospital, mate.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
but
just
I mean, like, what I'm
nurses
saying
in a
is,
hospital.
I thought
bro.
you were studying to be a nurse, hence why,
So what do you do at the hospital, mate? What's your job entail at the hospital?
So I just work in the laundry, so we just pick up all the linen from around the hospital, wash
so
it.
you clean all the soiled underwear and soiled sheets and stuff, eh?
Yes. Yeah. So
Nasty.
yeah, it's pretty gross.
Blood and shit, mostly, I'd imagine, with a bit of piss.
Yeah. So they have like red bags that you put all the shitty, bloody stuff in, so
Right.
you don't actually have to touch it. You just put it in a washing machine, and then the bag breaks open, and then it cleans it all. So it's all
That's
right.
pretty sick.
Do you
Yeah.
wear gloves and a mask when you're doing this?
Just gloves. Don't have
Okay.
to wear masks. They don't. It's not like needed or whatever. But with
Next
the,
shift he goes on, it explodes in his face. He's like, oh, I wasn't wearing a mask.
well, I've had like placentas and shit falling out of bags and shit,
Oh,
just like
jeez.
splatter everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. But yeah, I worked there for like 6 years, so it's been quite a long time while I was studying uni and stuff. But it was pretty interesting with like the whole COVID thing because they had all of the people from the boat come to our hospital, so they had to like isolate everyone.
Is this the one from the cruise ship? That was
Yeah,
in
all the
Fremantle?
people.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we had all like all
Are you
the,
at Fremantle or Fiona?
no. So I work in Joondalup, but they were
Oh,
the
right.
only hospital that would take them. So everyone else said no.
Right.
Yeah, so they had to come to our hospital, and then it was just a big change because like you couldn't go into the rooms, you know, like it was everyone was just so scared that like all the infection would spread or like people would catch it and then spread it even more.
Yeah.
But because it was so new and nobody knew what to do, like we've never had like a pandemic really, and this time it was a big change around the hospital and stuff. So it's pretty interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would be pretty intense, I'd imagine, especially with, you know, those people fresh off that boat that are
Yeah.
infected quite badly with it. Like,
Yeah.
I was actually working out in Fremantle and I could see all the cruise ships that are just docked out there.
Yeah.
You hear it on the radio, one of the cruise ships is got a lot of sick people on it. You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
And you hear them being brought in on the radio. Like I wouldn't want to be in that hospital. So
Yeah.
I take my hat off to you, man. Being there, it's pretty risky, but
Yeah, it was like I wasn't so worried for myself because I'm young and you know, I mean, still get sick. It sucks. It's gonna be bad, but it's more like having to isolate from everyone else then because I can't go see my family or like my parents and stuff because they're much older. And if I get sick, like it's not so bad for me, but then it's getting everyone else sick. That's
it's the
like
risks.
yeah,
Absolutely.
It was one of the people from the boat that stole your car. Hey, Fremantle.
Maybe they're trying to get away from the hospital.
This dude's just swimming and he's like, the first car I see, I'm taking it.
No, he stole a push bike first.
He's like, ooh, I just got off that ship. Give me your bike. Ah!
We won't get into that shit again, but anyway.
That's on episode 2 if you want to recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, man. Like, my mum's very high risk. Like, she's a heart patient. She's got autoimmune diseases. Like, she's got, like, no fighting chance against this shit.
Yeah.
And my nan lives with her as well.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, it's totally understandable. But anyways, getting on the right track of what you actually do,
yes,
psychology.
yes. So
What
I
got you into that?
so
brain
I did
got me into
psychology and criminology and justice. I was interested in the psychology side of things of trying to like work out like how people's brains works and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then as I went through the criminology side, they did like a unit of like figuring out how like criminals think and why they act certain ways, and that's what really piqued my interest. So like sort of looking into why people, you know, go out and kill people or do stupid things like that and how to help them then change their lives is sort of why I wanted to get into it.
Yeah,
Awesome,
right.
man. Yeah. It is a very interesting study, especially when it comes to the criminal mind,
Yeah.
thinking of how it works and why they
Do what they
the
do.
things they do. Yeah, absolutely interesting.
Yeah.
Scary too. But
So that's like you want to get into like forensics potentially one day, or
So I was going to do criminal psychology, but like to become a criminal psychologist, you have to do your masters, and there's only like 3 or 4 jobs like in all of WA, so it's quite a hard field to
my
get into.
ex was studying that online
Yeah.
as well, and then even she realised, oh shit, there's like not much
Yeah, there's
work
not
for
much-
that here. Like
yeah.
I may as well go maybe study actual psychology first, and then the opportunity comes, move to Melbourne or Sydney or something like that, where
Yeah,
there's more of a problem.
yeah, yeah,
more
exactly.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to head towards more like joining the police force and then doing it sort of through that aspect.
Yeah, sick.
And just having that like knowledge behind me is just like an added bonus, really, instead of just going straight into the police force and stuff. So, yeah.
Was it like personal experience or movies or TV shows and going, that looks cool? Like that kind of got you
yeah,
into it?
what was like the defining triggering moment? You thought this is like watching something or seeing something that goes, oh, I need to do this or I want to do this.
So I've always loved like criminal TV shows, you know, like
Yeah.
Criminal Minds, like
Law and Order.
yeah, Law and Order, all those sorts of
Bow,
things.
But
But the funny thing is, one of the first weeks being there, they were like, it's nothing like any of the TV shows.
No.
And I was like, fuck.
So you don't actually work with Ice Cube.
yeah. don't actually- Ice
Or
tea.
iced tea, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But then they had a detective that came in and spoke to us about what he does. And that just piqued my interest even more and changed. Yeah, like, so it went from the TV shows, but then him talking about like all the cases he's been through or like all the arson investigations and just how they investigate things. That really piqued my interest. So that's sort of what
Yes.
kept me going.
awesome. So you said that you're interested in the forensic side of it too, as well as the psychology behind the mind, all that sort of stuff. But you're interested in the forensics and that. So,
yes.
What interests you in the forensic side, like just getting in like hands on with like getting to a scene or something like that, or is that what you'd like to do? Or
yeah, so like joining the police force, I wouldn't want to do just like the basic stuff where it's like drive around, cop car, pull people over.
Yeah.
Like I'd want to head towards more of the detective side of things,
cool.
And that's where all that forensic stuff sort of comes into play, and you can sort of use that to your advantage to help catch people and stuff. But it just seems like you're doing a bit more than just driving around. Like not
going in a bit deeper with the police side of things. So like you said, just being in a patrol car or something like that. You want to actually get more involved and
with the criminal side of things.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
How do you go about like seeing blood and guts and shit though?
Also working in the hospital, bro. Piss, blood, vomit everywhere, man. Yeah. I'm not very good with broken bones that stick out. That's like my one thing that
compound fractures. Yeah. Always had one of them when I was 5, thanks to Chris.
Fuck off.
Don't get double bounced on trampoline, kids, because you might break a bone.
Don't make me give you one now.
Do you think though, because you see piss, blood, bodily fluids, on
centers,
on fabric, on like fabric.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be different seeing a human?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's why I'm like compound fractures.
You're like, I'm totally fine. Oh.
Just power yaks
all over them.
Detective Welshy, are you okay?
the crime scene. Detective Starfish.
Something seems fishy here. No, but so
I think it would definitely be different. Yeah, it's but like I've never. I don't know. It's definitely a hard thing to answer until you've actually seen it. I've seen broken bones and stuff before, and I've dealt with it and stuff. But
guess
like,
that's how you know you're not good with it as well.
Yeah.
But
and like I've broken my collarbone and stuff like that before, and that's never really bothered me. But actually seeing a dead person, that's like a whole.
That's next level.
Yeah, that's a whole different ball game that you probably never know until you actually see one. And it's all sort of
that should be a nice learning experience.
Yeah, well, hopefully it goes well. But
do you know roughly how long it takes to get into forensics?
So to do detective work, you have to get into the police force. Then you do a 6-month training course at the training center in Joondalup, and then I'm pretty sure you're on probation for 18 months.
Yep.
So that's all the parole. I mean, that's all the driving around doing patrols and stuff like that, and cruise buses.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how you get into it, but then you got to do another 6-week course to become a detective. And then once you become a detective, you can only stay in certain areas for 5 years. So I don't want people getting too fucked up. You can't just stay as like in the homicide.
Yep.
You have to move to like arson or theft and move around.
Yeah, branch out.
And because they don't want people getting stuck in one position and then getting overworked or whatever. But so it's probably a 2-3 year process depending on how well you do and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you mentioned the Joondalup Police Training Facility course. I've actually been out there and painted a few bits and pieces there.
We both have, actually.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. It's like a full little town in there. It's like shopping centres and like all sorts. I was watching them doing a few training drills and I was like, oh, wow, they've actually got like a little, pretend shopping centre with a petrol station or something here, and they do their drills and everything. I was like, okay, so this is how they do it.
Yeah.
Holy shit, is that Keanu Reeves?
Badass.
John Wick 27.
Down under.
Down under. Rock.
John Wick 7, John Wick Down Under. Coming in 2050, I don't know. He's still alive.
Yeah, still hasn't aged.
Yeah.
He's like 60.
He's got short blonde hair.
Short blonde hair.
He's on his like 50th dog now. Like,
Leave my dog alone.
Whoa. All right, so on to another topic, but now completely off forensics. Can't even speak English. What got you into footy, bro? Because I've known you for about 2 years now, and we first met each other through local amateur football league.
Yeah.
Playing for the old mighty Cougars, mate. Up the Canterbury Cougars.
Yeah. So I've played footy since I was probably maybe 10. So I played juniors, played all through juniors. I don't remember specifically what got me into footy, but I've always just liked footy better than other sports. Like I played soccer for a bit, didn't really like that. Played cricket once or twice, didn't really like that. But footy and basketball were like my two main sports.
Yeah.
Because I like the team. I like like being on a team, being around like all the boys and stuff. And then I had to pick between basketball and footy. I think footy was just better because more of my friends from school, like we all played together. So we all went to the same primary school. We all played footy together.
Yeah.
So you just see each other more. So I think that's why I picked footy over basketball. But then I quit when I was 17 because I got knocked out 6 times and broke my collarbone all in one season.
In the one season?
All in one season. I was like, that's it. I'm
in one match.
Yeah, I'm done. Never playing this game again. Like, I just keep getting hurt. But then Mitch, you guys would all know Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he started playing for Canning Vale again. And then that's when I decided to come down. And then a few of my old boys were from the old team were playing. And I thought, well, I might as well just stick around and give it another crack. So, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
When was that?
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, I think. Yeah.
So you exceeded your knockout limit?
No, I haven't been knocked out once since we've been back. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's that much of a beast. He won the fucking best and fairest last year, eh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, won BNF for the Welshys team last year, which was good fun.
Good job, man.
Drink bevies,
play Welshys.
Smoking darts, breaking hearts, mate.
Up the Cougs, eh?
Come down and watch the boys play when the season's on, eh? Support your local.
I'll pretend like I know what's going on.
The only thing is, every time I come watch you guys, you always lose. So
bad omen, Chris. You're a bad omen.
So everyone in this room except for Chris is allowed to come watch us play.
So AFL, who's your team? Who do you support?
It's probably pretty controversial, but Collingwood. I love Collingwood. So yeah, I was a big Eagles fan when I grew up, but we had a thing in our house.
Love Hotel California.
We had a big thing in our house where everyone went for opposite teams just to make it more interesting. So everyone picked their own teams and then they play each other. It's a bit more interesting than everyone just going for that one team or whatever. So yeah.
You're like consistently getting grounded because
yeah.
you're pissing someone off.
Yeah.
Yeah, all Collingwood supporters piss people off. Bunch of fucking crackheads, eh? Collingwood.
So you'd probably know old Garnio, one of the biggest Collingwood supporters out.
Is that the dude that wears the gold jacket or whatever?
No. This is our neighbour.
Oh, your neighbour.
Our neighbour Garney. Yeah,
oh, yeah, he came around. Yeah, I remember that.
Old boy came round.
Yeah.
Biggest footy fanatic.
Going back to the 2018 grand final, the best grand final of all time in AFL history.
Oh,
just the look on his face was absolutely epic. It was just absolute sadness washing over his face.
Knowing the fact that we robbed him in the last, minute and a half, 2 minutes, or whatever it was, is the best fucking...
That was the worst grand final ever.
Wasn't that... No, he wasn't actually nominated the best grand final of all time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was.
No questions.
Definitely the
no
worst.
questions needed to be asked now. Let's move on. The Eagles?
No.
But yeah, so...
Sorry, mate.
Chris just like, and that's all we have time for today.
Thanks for coming on the show, Welshy.
See you later.
Sucks to be a
Eagles
Collingwood
song.
supporter, am I right?
Oh, mate.
Shit.
But how do you feel about the fucking footy season, though? Like, do you think it's worth the AFL coming back? I mean, we're all big footy fanatics here, but... Well, except for Raymond.
I don't know. I think it's all about money, really, isn't it? Like, they're always going to have to play. They always need to make their money and stuff. So they're always going to bring it back. It would obviously be a bit of a asterisk next to it in the yearbooks or whatever. Whoever wins the grand final, it's a bit different because it's not 23 games and it's all over East now. So it'd be a bit different. But I mean, obviously, I want to watch footy, so it doesn't really bother me. Yeah,
it will be. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, do you reckon they'll shorten the quarters as well, like they were talking about?
Well, it's already 15 minutes, isn't it?
No.
Weren't they 15 minutes before the...
They tried a 16. It was 16 minutes.
Oh, I'm pretty sure
just for
for
that first round just to see, and then there was it was like a debate about whether or not they should do it. But there was a lot of positive feedbacks and a lot of. I mean, the game was more interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Less people were tired. Like there was no one was really tired and stuff, as well as it was a more of an enjoyable game to watch.
Yeah.
So. Because always those last 5 minutes interchange, doesn't matter how many times you interchange, every bloke's fucking tired in the last 5 to 10 minutes of each quarter, so. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, me personally, I reckon they should try a season of it and see what they think. But at the same time, there's so many rules getting changed in AFL nowadays.
When does footy season start and finish?
It's what normally or for this season? Normally it starts in about March.
Yeah.
March to September.
So about September is the grand final.
What's it this year? If they come back?
They are coming back. They come back in 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah, so it's like June to October.
Mid-June they'll be back, and then till late September or early October will be the grand final this time. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like throwing out ideas. Put a couple of billion into a new stadium, but make it like the size of 4 football stadiums. And put every single team on at once. Death match.
It wouldn't be allowed, just because the COVID rules in general.
They're gonna die. It's a death match.
Do they get weapons as well?
Wait, so are they playing football? Or are you just talking about the teams come together and have a death match?
Football has an explosive device that goes off at a random time.
Jesus.
So no one wants to fucking kick a goal.
There's no touching. You have to remain 2.5 meters away from everyone.
The thing is, it takes took fucking 2 years to build Optus Stadium, eh?
Yeah, probably.
Just hire a whole bunch of Japanese to do it.
Well, they're not even using Optus Stadium anymore, so.
Yeah.
Well, they won't allow anyone in.
Yeah.
Because the fucking Victorians are too selfish and won't come over here.
But it's kind of reasonable. There's 2 teams here. There's 16 teams over there. Why would you bring 16 teams over here?
Because we got the best stadium.
Yeah.
Aside from the MCG.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, well.
It's true, yeah. But, yeah.
So that's our footy take then.
Yeah, this year's been quite mind-blowing, hasn't it? Everyone's minds have been blown.
How have you dealt with ISO though yourself?
I actually quite enjoyed it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went from partying every week, and we still do a lot of that now, but having that 6-week break or whatever, where we actually weren't allowed to go out, it's actually quite, nice, man. Like, chilled at home, saved a bit of money, relaxed a little bit. Like, wasn't always, it wasn't always something happening. I could actually just stop and chill out. So I actually didn't mind it. But
Yeah. Did you learn much out of it? Like, did you learn much about yourself in that time that you didn't already know?
Probably not.
What's my middle name?
Yeah.
What does J stand for?
Hasn't affected you too much, mentally wise?
Well, so nothing. The only thing that changed for me was I wasn't allowed to see other people. Yeah. I still went to work every day. I still came home, did the same thing, went shopping. Nothing changed except I wasn't allowed to go out and see people.
Just the social aspect.
Yeah, it was just
more,
fair enough. Whereas a lot of people lost their jobs, and that would obviously affect them differently. Whereas because I was still working, I wasn't stuck at home for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I was still getting out there, still doing my normal routine. So
I feel.
Yeah,
it is a hard one, especially a lot of the people who have lost their jobs, and we feel for those people. And like you said, being at home all day would just drive you absolutely mental. And we wish nothing but the best for those people. But,
shout out to the people that did lose their jobs, and hopefully you guys get back on your feet soon. And
stay positive. Stay positive.
Yeah, stay positive. Keep your head high. Talk to people. Communicate. Don't be afraid to talk to someone about what's going on. And even though we're 8-9 weeks deep in this thing, and you still feel like you're not feeling like this is normal, or you haven't accepted it. It's fucking, that's sweet. Like, that's cool. That's normal to feel like that. So it's
okay to reach out, talk about it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Just don't kiss your grandparents, bro, on the lips.
Especially the lips.
All right, man. So fucking moving on from that.
Moving on from kissing grandparents, we have been told that you've had quite a mind-altering experience in the past before, mate.
Ooh.
Are you able to share that story with us, Welshy?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously we're talking about doing trips and stuff like that. I've only ever done acid once, and it's the only time I'll ever do it, ever in my life.
Okay.
Strap yourself in for this one, lads.
So was it a good experience before we get into it, or was it a bad experience?
It was both.
Okay.
At the same time.
All right, paint the picture as best you can, my bro.
So I was probably about 19 years old, I think. And
about 17 years ago, roughly?
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
And he's only 25.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so I was about 19. We went out for a night out on Friday night, went out, got drunk, did the usual stuff. And me and 4 friends went back to a mate's house. It was about 6:30 in the morning, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, do you want to do acid?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't really know. Like, sounds like a good idea, but we've been out all night. I don't know. And he's like, oh, it will only last for like 4 to 6 hours, and then you'll be
Like,
good.
yeah, only 4 to 6
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
Remind me of that scene of was it? I've got this acid, man. What was that movie?
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod, yeah.
Sorry, Welshy. Jake's
No,
rude.
that's right. So yeah, he was like, oh, it only lasts like 4 to 6 hours. I was like, oh, by lunchtime I'll be all right. Like, I'll be fine. I can go home, go sleep, and then still get up, do whatever. So I took this acid, and the first few hours were insane. Everything that was green went from like being like dark green to like a neon green, and his whole garden just like lit up, and I was just couldn't stop staring at things. Your mind's going like million miles an hour. And I had two of our friends weren't on it, and 2 of us were, and they're just telling stories, and I'm so invested in these stories because I'm so high that I'm just freaking out at everything they say.
How did your body feel at this, like in that moment too? Like, were you
It's just very euphoric. You just
was
feel
it more mentally you were feeling weird shit, or was
Yeah.
like the whole thing?
No, so your body doesn't feel weird at all. You,
right,
you can still walk around, you still touch things, do whatever. But it's just your mind. You feel euphoric, and you can just like you just feel like you see things and be things. So we're out the back of his house for like 4 or 5 hours. It's getting to maybe lunchtime, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to start winding down now. Other 2 mates gone home because obviously they're not on anything. They just want to go home. They're tired.
Yeah.
So me and my friend go outside. He puts The Simpsons on and just passes out. And I was like, oh my God. So now
Leave me alone.
Yeah. So now I'm stuck here in his house in the darkness watching The Simpsons, still peeking, thinking that I'm going to start coming down because he said 4 to 6 hours. So I'm thinking this is going to finish now.
clock.
Yeah, this is going to finish now. I'm going to be fine. And because I went from being with people to pretty much by myself, that's when I started getting like stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And that's when it started going the complete opposite way.
All right.
And so I called my girlfriend up and I was like, you have to come get me. Like, I need to get out of here. I need to go home and just be somewhere safe. So she came, picked me up, took me back to her house, and she had to go to work. So now I'm in a bedroom, door shut, lights off, TV on, and I'm just thinking, and this trip's just getting worse and worse and worse, and I'm getting stuck more and more in my head, and it's getting to like 8 hours, and I'm thinking, fuck, he said 6 hours, like I'm still tripping. I was like, I'm going to be stuck in this trip forever. And then the first thing that came to my head was that one dude that did acid once, and now he thinks he's a carton of orange juice. I was like, that's gonna be me.
Oh, no. That's
And then
I could not imagine that. No.
I was like, it's gonna be me. And then it just kept going, and I had to keep reassuring myself because I knew I was fine. Like, I knew I was in somewhere safe. There was nothing wrong. But every time I got to the end of being like, you're fine, my brain would go, nah, you're stuck. You're never going to be able to get out of this. You're never going to work again. You're going to be stuck in a mental hospital. It's going to be all over. And then it got to like, and that happened for like maybe 4 hours I was just in this bedroom by myself. And then by the 10th, 11th hour, I don't know what happened. That was it. It stopped. And
That's when you realised you wanted to study psychology?
Yeah.
And that's when it hit.
But yeah, then it's, the whole,
Why am I wearing cardboard? Why am I painted orange?
but yeah, then it wore off.
Browns.
Came back to
Hello
it.
Fresh.
HelloFresh doesn't do orange juice.
Don't they?
No.
Yeah, I swear they do.
No.
Who the fuck does Hello Fresh then?
HelloFresh is like the meal delivery business.
They send you recipes in
Yeah.
the mail, and then you make
Yeah,
recipes.
scratch that.
Can we edit that out?
Yeah. Shit.
But yeah, then I finally came to, and everything's still wavy. Still couldn't sleep for another 5 hours after that. But like after that, like I had such a good time at the start, and I thought this was gonna be amazing. But like that end just killed it for me. Like and because when I was tripping, it felt like that 4 hours felt like 12 hours. Like every time I looked at the clock, it had been like 5 minutes. I was like, bro, I feel like this has been like half an hour, and I'm still here. Like fucked. It's just a bad time. Bad way to end it.
So it started okay and then slowly declined.
Yeah. So the first 4 hours were great. It was excellent, but the last 8 were terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I could not imagine I'd be too terrified to go anywhere near any of that sort of stuff. I've never done any of that sort of stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I'm too impatient of a person to do that shit. Like, I got offered it once, and they were like, yeah, it's only 8 hours. I'm like, it's only 8 hours? Like, fuck, I get pissed off, and I still feel like the buzz from drinking. Like, I'm just like, can't do anything. Fuck, I'll just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Imagine like sitting there for 8 hours going like, I can't fucking do anything, and your head's also competing against you, telling you the opposite shit of what you're telling yourself. Oh, no, I couldn't do that. I'm too impatient. I'll be like, I just want this over.
And you want to sleep?
I've got shit to do.
Yeah.
Like sleep.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that though, because like I was watching that new Netflix doco about the acid trip, like people taking trips, like people like
Carrie
Sting
Fisher.
and ASAP Rocky and
all like the celebrities and
all the
rock
celebrities,
stars and stuff. Yeah.
And they all said the same thing. It's like if you're gonna take this, mentally and physically prepare yourself like a day in advance before you take the drug, and because otherwise,
you're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna lose track of time, and it fucking it whacks you out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. Drugs are bad.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty intense story, bro. But that's definitely put me off from wanting to ever do trips.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, I think the worst thing is when you want to go to sleep, like you said, you want to try and sleep it off. But as soon as you close your eyes, you just see like a kaleidoscope of stuff going on. So you can't even. Yeah.
Damn mosquitoes.
That was so cool.
One more time. Cut.
Yeah.
So is there any experience you've had with anything?
Other than trips?
Yeah.
I've tried mushrooms once before, but that's the same thing. Great for the first couple of hours, then towards the end it was just,
Does it last, 12 hours as well, or no?
No, they're a lot weaker. It's like 2-3 hours or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you do it in shakes, or did you just like full fucking out the dirt?
So this dude grinded them up and put them in pills, and then you just swallow the pill. Yeah, so they just grind them up in a coffee grinder and then just put it in. And just
right.
eat that.
Shoves it up his ass. Like, oh, why isn't it working?
Yeah.
That would be the way that it works if it didn't work orally.
Imagine doing that and you go, I should have had a shit first.
He just wasted it. Like,
Scooping it out the toilet like,
yeah, he's just got like this clump of shit in his hand. He's like rinsing it out. He puts it in one of those, those circle things. What are they? The fucking
Like a
you put your
sieve.
rice in and wash your rice out.
Colander.
Yeah, colander.
oh, imagine doing that like an hour later. You're like,
Although-
is that shit in my fingernail?
It's like,
Or like,
Yeah, that's shit.
If you're ever cooking and like sometimes you get sauce in the back of your hand, you like wash your hand, but you don't realize it's like just there. It's like that bit on your back that you can't scratch. It's like that bit on your hand that you don't get when you wash your hand. You're like, oh,
Yeah, it's all dried up and crusty.
it's in the hair. Fuck. So that definitely sounds like a life-defining moment.
Yeah, I think, and it's different for everyone. Like I've got friends that love doing it and that would do it almost
Again.
every weekend if they could. But I think it is like up to the person and like your personality, the mindset you're in and stuff. But it's definitely something. Once you've tried it once, I would just,
whether
yeah,
you want to do it again or not.
Yeah.
What about like just experiences, like stuff you've gone through or things you've experienced in your life? Like, is there anything that stands out that you feel was like a pivotal point, like something that made you go, "That's where I want to be," or "This is how I'm going to act," or "This is what I want to do"? Or was there ever a moment in your life in childhood, teenage?
Yeah, it could be like traumatic, or it could be like an
Super
overwhelming good experience
Yeah.
or something like that. Or
Anything that kind of just, I don't know, it was just something that made you, like when you reflect back now, you go, "I'm not the person I was before. I'm kind of really happy with the way I'm going now."
yeah. So so one of the big things that I feel about like job wise and like wanting to do that sort of stuff is helping people, and that comes from this is pretty crazy. So when I was I have a older stepbrother. He's 26 this year.
Yep.
When we were 10 or 11, we used to share rooms, have bunk beds or whatever. He woke up in the middle of the night and he was throwing up. I woke up a couple of times, and then we woke up the next day and he couldn't swallow.
oh,
So he couldn't swallow anything, couldn't swallow his own saliva. And he had to. They obviously my parents took him to hospital. He they don't know what caused it, but he couldn't swallow anymore. His like esophagus wouldn't open, so he couldn't swallow at all anymore. And he lost the movement in his left arm.
Oh.
So from his shoulder down to here, he could still move his fingers, but can't move his wrist.
Yeah.
So he's lost all movement in his left arm, and he has to get fed through a tube.
Oh,
So, and going through that, I went to like all his operations, all his doctor's appointments. I think that really like made us connect, and like being able to help him out and go through that sort of stuff with him.
Yeah.
Sort of made me like find out that that's what I want to do with my life, like help people and be there for people, sort of thing. So yeah,
Hell yeah, man. Wow.
yeah. So that's
Sorry to hear about your stepbrother, but
yeah,
like,
Yeah, that's pretty
but-
intense,
but,
man. So
like, yeah, imagine if you didn't have you there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm sure he'd have a lot of support, but it wouldn't
Yeah.
be the same.
yeah. It
Yeah.
definitely brought us like
Yeah.
that was like saying that like we were already very very close, but having that happen to him and change his whole life and trying to be there for him and help him and just do stuff with him really changed my life as well.
Yeah.
But he is all good. Like he's got a job, he lives out of home. Like he's still doing very well for himself. So it's all good now.
It's just his arm, isn't it?
yeah. So it's his arm and he still can't swallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like, yeah, good to hear he's like out of home. He's not
Yeah.
like, some people do have it worse off where they end up, pretty bad and can get into bad headspaces where
Yeah.
they can't do stuff for themselves anymore.
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a good place.
Yeah.
Good, good.
What
are you talking about?
On another note, though, I mean, we've been having some pretty good weather lately, even though we're practically in winter now.
You right there, mate?
Yep.
Want some help?
Almost there, boys. And
Jake's currently trying to get the bottle cap. Here he goes.
go back and open it down. Hey. For this weekend, but the weather, we've been told that there's supposed to be a storm coming in. And,
Apparently, yes.
We all know what recently happened in where was it? Was it India that just had the cyclones? I could be wrong.
Why do you look at me?
Was I looking at you?
You are.
Oh, is
You're
it?
looking at me now.
Oh, maybe it was
And
looking
you were
at you.
pointing at me as well.
Hey, everyone except for Raymond.
But no, seriously, Raymond, was there a storm?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
I know my auntie's still alive, so
Raymond, you have nothing to worry about. Yeah.
I'm not Egyptian, bro.
Oh, that did not fucking sound Egyptian, bro.
Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about.
I don't know how that's Egyptian, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Fucking scratch that. Anyways, apparently we're in for a storm tomorrow, so considering that the weather is 22 today, which is not bad. It's nice. Sun's out. Skies are looking fucking mint. Yeah, it's a good day to have a tan if you fucking like doing that.
It was surprisingly warm this morning. I've been up since 5 o'clock, and it's actually quite a lovely day for now. Until the sun goes down, it's gonna be fucking chilly as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting darker a lot quicker nowadays too, though, which kind of sucks, but,
Yeah, we're heading into winter. We're right on the cusp.
Yeah.
End of the fall season and onto winter. Ugh.
Who likes summer or winter?
Yeah, I'm a summer person. I prefer to be in shorts and thongs. And I mean, being rugged up is fine,
Yeah.
but not all the time.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm a
That's
winter.
just me, though.
I'm a winter baby. I was born in winter.
Who's hot right now?
Me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a very warm-blooded person, and I struggle in summer.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot sleep in summer without the
Yeah.
air.
Anything
house
over.
is
I'm
sauna.
still in my underwear, like to this day, with a fan on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we do
Okay.
sleep with a fan on every night, though. Even
Yes, it's an
even-
Aussie
That,
thing,
that,
though,
that, that explains my dry lips as well.
Yeah.
Who does it now?
I'm not kissing anyone.
Except for your dog, right?
As long as it's not your grandparents. It's fine.
Here, boy. Yeah, but so I don't know. I think there was a cyclone that hit either in India or somewhere. Around
Was
the
it
world.
pretty bad?
It was pretty bad, yeah. And they reckon some of that's coming over towards our
Well,
way.
I heard somewhere that this is going to be the equivalent, maybe, to the extent of what that freak storm was in 2012. you remember that freak storm that
Yeah.
hit
What, the
Perth?
movie?
Who knows? I'll believe it when I see it, as I always say with the weather. Like, don't follow your.
Oi, do you remember?
Why am I picturing Chris on the back lawn like? Yeah, I believe it.
He's just down on the roof like,
Fucking hurricane
storm noises. There's a storm coming.
Amy's inside. Chris, get inside.
yeah, she's looking out the window, tapping like, get down.
Lightning strikes.
Fuck. Yeah, so if you haven't strapped or battened down anything, you best get to it while the weather's still hot.
I don't mind storms. Storms are alright.
I sleep well during rain and
Yeah.
storms. It just something about it's quite comforting.
That's where
for
I'm
me, I
like
don't know.
the most inconsiderate person when it comes to storms.
How so?
I don't sleep long enough to enjoy them.
For you Perth listeners out there, though, do you remember that massive storm that hit us? It was probably in 2007, 2006.
I know which one you're talking about. It was 2007 because I remember.
Sven.
I don't remember when exactly it was in the year, but it was definitely 07. And I woke up to what I thought was the roof coming off. And then I heard just glass shatter. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Right.
Everyone gets up at the same time. We all run into the living area and we're like, what the hell was that? Was it glass?
Because it was pitch
Looked
black. It was
into
pitch
the,
black at
into
that
the
point.
games room area. And the wheelbarrow that was in the backyard had smashed through
It
the back
literally
window.
launched from our middle backyard to our fucking living dining area.
Yeah, the backyard looked very different back then. Like
Yeah.
This is before we had a pool. If you
Yeah.
guys don't know our house, we have a pool at the back of our house.
Wait, you never used to have a pool?
Yeah, we never had a pool.
since 07 we
Since
had
07 we've had.
yeah, 07, 08 we had a pool,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe I just never came around to your house when you didn't have a pool.
Yeah.
The backyard, anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, the wheelbarrow was next to the window and we had a mini tornado hit Perth that year, right? And it took off roof tiles, fucked up a lot of gardens and people's houses.
Ripped out trees.
Yeah, man.
It was
And
nuts.
It happened to go over our house and flick this wheelbarrow through the window, which just missed one of my drum kits I had when I was a teenager.
Oh.
And I remember waking up and there was glass all through my snare drum and all my toms and all my cymbals. I'm like, fuck, lucky my drum kit's all right. I was like, oh, my baby.
Doesn't care about our house falling apart, leaks everywhere. It's like, the drum kit!
Yeah, insurance pay for that, it's all right. What about my drum kit? That was weird as fuck.
It was only,
That-
a,
that
it was
was-
only a Mapex kit.
That was the storm where that
Oh,
meme.
Tama, actually.
That was the storm where that meme kind of originated, wasn't it? Where it's the plastic lawn chairs and the dining, the outdoor table, and
No.
one chair's fallen over, and it goes, "We
That-
will rebuild."
I think that was the storm with the hail.
Yeah, that was
and
no, that was
fucked
the
up all the
hailstorm,
cars.
which
Okay.
happened in 2010.
Might have been that might have been the 2012 one actually.
Yeah, I think it might
Oh no,
have been.
yeah, it was 2012. Yeah.
You still see those cars driving around with like a million dents. in them.
Yeah.
Funny, yeah. The crazy shit about that was too. Speaking of the dents in the cars and that, the car sale yards, they like full had to drop everything, like the prices on the cars and that, because they got completely trashed. Eh?
These are the new custom dent models.
Yeah.
They're a bit cheaper than your standard one.
Oh, don't worry, it's got locates on it. All right, man.
Oh,
That's
That's
our
enough.
storm talk, our weather talk. Thank you.
Tune in next week for more.
We'll bring back the weather later. Moving on to sports. Oh wait, we already talked about sports.
now I've got a question to ask you.
Yeah.
If you've got any experiences on this topic, myself, I'm right into the whole UFO subject and all that sort of stuff and paranormal and all that.
Yeah.
I thought I'd ask you, Welshy, have you ever had an experience where it's in the realm of the paranormal? Have you ever had any paranormal experience? Have you ever seen like maybe lights in the sky, something you couldn't really explain, or maybe like an encounter with a presence or a spirit or something, anything along that subject realm? Have you had any experiences?
So, I haven't actually had an experience. Pretty crappy answer, but I really want to believe that there is something else there. Like, I haven't had a personal experience. I've heard lots of stories. Like, my girlfriend reckoned in her old house that there used to be a little girl that used to sit in the corner when we
That's
sleep
creepy.
at night. Yeah, never saw it, but like she said she used to wake up and she'd be there. There used to be pictures in that house where the eyes would follow you.
Oh,
Like they were just designed to scare the crap out of you
So
in the
it's
middle of the
very
night.
paranormal.
Yeah.
are these like old pictures or something?
Yes.
Like that?
Yeah.
okay.
Like old style pictures. But yeah, I haven't personally like seen anything, but I really want there to be something. Like there has to be more than just what's here.
So
Doesn't there?
you're a believer, but on the skeptic fence as well. Yeah.
No, he's a believer Who wants proof?
Yeah.
That's a better.
Yeah.
Chris is like, so you sit on fences, right?
Did the bleach kill some brain cells?
Yeah, I burnt my scalp today.
Yeah, I do really wish. Like, surely there's got to be aliens out there. Like, they always talk about like how many millions of planets there
Didn't
are.
actually look at this article the other day, but it popped up on my newsfeed, so who knows what there is to fucking believe out of these articles. But there was something about scientists had found the possibility of there actually being parallel universes out there, like because there's galaxies and stuff like that.
Yes.
But time moves very differently.
Yes, I know the one you're talking about. Is
Yeah.
the one that NASA reckons they might have found?
Yeah.
This is
And
interesting.
The crazy shit that. So I didn't read the article.
Neither
so
did I.
I just went, oh, that's interesting, and I kept scrolling.
Yeah. Me too.
What brings it to mind is for anybody that listens to or watches, not listens, watches Rick and Morty. The latest episode talks about time travel, or not time travel, but redoing shit. Right.
Yeah.
So Morty pretty much. So spoiler alert: if you haven't watched the episode, stop now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you've been warned, motherfuckers. It basically he gets. Sorry if you guys haven't seen.
Oh,
the
jeez,
episode.
Ray.
I have seen it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I've
So he
seen
gets the clicker thing
Yeah, the
that
remote.
lets him redo his mistake or whatever
Yeah.
he's done wrong, right?
It's so
and then
good.
it turns out that he's not actually redoing anything. He's actually that clicker actually gets him to go into a different timeline where he's already fucked up and died and replace that dead Morty's body
and continue on.
and
from
continue on. So he's actually
So
every time
good.
he's done it, he's killed a different Morty. But then I was watching a video that kind of explains the theory behind that and also the teleport gun, like that thing there. And the idea
Press
is,
it.
yeah,
Put it up to the mic and press it. It's pretty cool.
there's no batteries in it.
Nice.
That's
The idea is the teleport gun can actually take you anywhere in the universe, even to parallel universes and other dimensions and stuff like that. The thing that's, and Neil deGrasse comes on this episode as well and actually explains like some of the theory behind it, which is really cool. Like they actually make them like look 2D and shit like that in this YouTube video. And he talks about how the danger of that is that you could go to a different dimension or a different alternate reality, and there can be different vibrational frequencies there that literally the vibrational frequencies that keep your molecules together right now could completely make you literally, as soon as you pop up into that dimension, you explode.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
right.
terrifying.
I was like, but
Yeah.
that being said, that kind of but he also talks about like, so going back into what we were talking about, different alternate parallel realities that work completely differently, like in terms of, you know, if I drop this glass, it goes down. In that other reality, I can drop it and it goes up.
Yeah.
Or as soon as I let go of it, it disappears. I don't know, like
Yeah,
weird shit. You know, anything could be possible.
But that headline that we saw, that NASA had potentially found a parallel universe, that the way that universe works, everything is in reverse or goes backwards or something like that. So that would be pretty trippy. Like
Literally,
you
Benjamin
couldn't even,
Button.
it would just be. I couldn't even put it
Death
into
is
words.
going
It would
into
be
the
weird.
vagina, or is death going back into your dad's balls?
Yeah, all of a sudden you like the last thing you remember is you just like turning into this weird world thing, like you just come like
Just start off as an old man, and get younger.
Imagine that, Benjamin Button, everything's reversed, eh? So if you enter that realm at this age, like whatever age you are,
How shit would that be? You potentially start life with a heart attack.
like
I feel great.
just watch yourself going down. Oh.
Have you guys?
Okay. We complain about. Well, Chris complains about getting grey hairs. In that reality, would you complain about
Not
losing
now.
grey hairs?
Yeah, probably.
Oh
No.
no, I've got less greys.
Yeah, you'd be like a silver fox going into a fox. I don't know.
It depends though when you enter that realm, if you ever enter that realm.
And then slowly losing your facial hair.
Yeah, that would suck.
Going through puberty again, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know what it looked like without a beard. I haven't seen my face for like 5-6 years without a beard.
Just picture Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. Or C-3PO as a fucking human.
Or right now, Slim Shady.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. It's good fun.
Oh shit.
Have you guys had any experiences or Like, have you?
I had a few when I was younger, but I won't get into those today. But yes, I will say yes, I have. They weren't too freaky, but they were pretty
Different.
pretty strange and pretty bizarre.
Were you awake when this happened, or were you sleeping?
A couple of the experiences I've been awake, and one or two of them I've been asleep and woken up to it. So going back to how I was asking you before, so you are a believer of like on the subject of extraterrestrials and that sort of stuff, yes?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And in my opinion, how can you not be? I think it's quite ignorant to say that you don't believe.
Yeah.
That there's
That's like saying
No
there's no
life out
creatures
there.
in the ocean.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, random thought that just crossed my mind. That literally just crossed my mind.
Tell us, Ray.
So, okay, we're talking about like, there's got to be other things out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like that would be the same as saying there's no creatures in the ocean.
Yeah.
So then my mind goes, that would be the same as saying that birds don't fly. We can say birds fly because birds don't continuously fly. They don't like fly and sleep at the same time. Like they land, they come back. Like, so imagine Earth, the atmosphere is like a tiramisu. Okay, you've got layers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like an onion.
Like an onion.
Like a
So you got your atmosphere, like everything in the air,
right.
and then everything that touches the ground, us, animals, insects, everything like that. And then everything under the ground, which is like water. Everything in water, basically. And if you want to believe there's another Earth inside Earth and the underground mold people or whatever, sure, whatever.
Yeah, that's another can of worms. But anyway,
Literally underground worms.
see what I did there?
Imagine if every single creature, that no matter what habitat they lived in, they always came back to the land to sleep and they went back. Can you imagine how weird that would be? Like
Yeah,
we already know
that would
birds.
be terrifying.
We already know birds come and land in trees and burrows sometimes, depending on what type of bird it is. Or the birds that can't fly, they're on the ground anyway. It's like chickens.
She's saying people.
Can you imagine, like,
things only come to sleep on the land and then
Yeah.
they go everywhere.
imagine nighttime, like
Yeah.
sharks coming out, like
like a big blue whale just like whoosh on the beach.
middle of the fucking freeway.
Yeah, that would be pretty scary.
Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be nuts.
And it just crossed my mind. It's like, okay, we take for granted we are on the ground. We are actually affected by gravity.
Yeah.
And then there's birds that can just, they don't need an aeroplane. They just fly. And then fish don't need a submarine or a boat. They just swim and can stay under there. Like, can you imagine, like, if, like, when they're not doing their thing,
Yeah, they have to
they
come
have to come to the land because otherwise they die? Because, like, if a bird just falls asleep while flying, I wonder if there's actually a narcoleptic bird out there.
They could
I'm
just
going to
keep-
Google this later. Hey,
keep
like, they're like,
hovering.
Going back to the subject of parallel universes, there's probably a parallel universe where this happens.
narcoleptic universe.
where humans fly and fucking everything else walks like from gravity.
We go into the ocean to sleep, and the
Sharks
ocean
like-
animals come out.
I like a cappuccino.
The dolphin's like, can I get an extra large fries of that?
Oh,
Goodbye, SeaWorld. Okay, if anyone is wondering why we're losing our shit, who's not watching because our video camera's dying, we check out Chris D'Elia's latest stand-up on Netflix. He talks about dolphin suicide. And if you get offended by that, he goes into point about what happens, why you shouldn't get offended by that, because it's literally never happened.
What are you talking about? The dolphin's trying to commit suicide with the rope around its neck.
He goes, well, I find that very offensive because my uncle was a dolphin and he tried to commit suicide by hanging himself. But luckily, dolphins don't have chins, so he kept slipping out. He tried like 25 times and then got tired, so he gave up.
jeez.
How does he think of this shit?
Oh. So if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favour and check out Chris Della's.
Just for those that are sensitive about that, not the dolphin topic. Like, there's nothing funny about suicide.
There's nothing funny about
Mental
suicide
health
at all.
or
No.
anything like that.
No. There's
Like,
absolutely
I think
not.
it's a good point to kind of bring that up.
Yeah.
Just slightly, we won't go into too much of it because
Yeah,
you obviously talked about like
course.
psychology and
Yeah.
helping
Yeah.
people and stuff like that. So yeah, there's nothing funny about it, but yeah, I think
Yeah, we're fully aware of that. And yeah.
But dolphins don't do that. So
But
that's
dolphins,
funny.
yeah.
That's what's funny.
Yeah.
But as we wrap things up to a close here, Welshy, have you got any positive feedback to give to the people? Just a bit of wisdom to
Welsh
give to
wisdom.
the people. Welsh with wisdom.
Welsh
wisdom.
with wisdom.
I think the biggest thing is always getting help. Like, no matter what your problem is, what your issues are, like, if you need help, then, like, go get help. Because without that, like, you're never going to get better. I think a lot of people are scared to go get help or don't want to go get help. Even if it's just talking to someone, just do yourself that favor and, yeah, get some help and work through things with someone else, because it's always easier that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to be
Well said.
very stuck like that.
Yeah.
You know, do everything myself. And then I found, no matter what I do, if I get help,
Yeah.
whether it's something, development wise or
Yeah.
internally,
Yeah.
you get so much further with other people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Wisdom.
Absolutely. Well said, mate. Well said.
Yeah, well, I think today was a pretty good episode.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
One last thing. Where do we find you? What's your socials?
Yes.
Yeah, how do we get a hold of you?
Give
How
us
do the
your
fans
socials.
get a hold of Mr. Welshy himself?
Wait, are you single or are you taken?
I'm taken.
You're taken. Okay.
Yes.
All right. How do all the boys find you?
I'm only on Facebook, so Joshua Welsh on Facebook. I don't
I've been
have
sitting
it.
here for the last 15 minutes trying to figure out what your Instagram tag is.
I don't have Instagram, bro.
Okay.
Well, no, he has Instagram,
explains it.
except the bloke never uses it, bro.
Yeah, I made that.
And he only told me this not long ago after me tagging him in so much shit for
Hey,
fucking
bro,
the
you
last
see
year,
that
eh?
video tag you and you're like, yeah.
I made that account when I was 18, and I haven't used it since. I'm
He's
25
18
years
in
old.
1 month now.
Well, we appreciate you coming out on the show,
Yeah,
brother.
thanks
It means a
for
lot,
having
man.
Bro.
This is all still new to us as well, man. So we're still finding the ropes, but it's been a pleasure having you on here, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on, guys.
Awesome to
Really
hear.
appreciate it.
Absolutely, mate. And we wish you all the best for the future.
Absolutely.
Becoming a forensic detective that cleans soiled sheets and underwear for now.
No, but he's a nurse, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're a nurse.
Shut the fuck up, Jake.
All right. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Like,
And that's a wrap for episode 3 of Dudes of the Round Table with yours truly, Raymond Simons, Little Man, Caterpillar Lip, Jake Green, and now new Eminem wannabe, Chris Green. If you want to find us on socials, check us out on Instagram at Dudes of the Round Table, all one word, or find us on Facebook and give us a follow there. If you'd like to be featured on any one of our episodes, then drop us a line either on Instagram in our DMs, slide into them DMs, or when you like us on Facebook, go ahead and send us a private message. We'll be happy to have a chat, find out what we'd like to talk about with you, get to know about you, and have you on the show. Anyways, tune in next week for episode 4. Bye.